And for our first issue this week, the National Privacy Commission, led by NPC Chairman RaymundLiboro, convened the 15th Data Protection Officers Assembly, or DPO-15. This was organized in cooperation with the private consumer finance services companies. Our business reporter Heidi Santos has the story.
With our steadily growing economy, there is definitely a need for businesses involved in personal and credit loan services to safeguard their customers' trust by ensuring that personal information remains secure against data theft. At the recent DPO-15, Privacy Commissioner and NPV Chairman RaymundLiboro encouraged consumer finance service providers to comply with the provisions of the Data Privacy Act of 2012.
It's the only law, the Data Privacy Act, that identifies the 8 specific rights, which we call 21st century rights, for data subjects to assert their control over their personal data.
The Data Privacy Act upholds the privacy rights of individuals. It likewise ensures the free flow of information to ensure that development, innovation, and economic growth continue.
What we're here for is to remind everyone that there are parameters and laws that govern the protection of information privacy and individual privacy rights. And that we're here to guide companies like Home Credit, like associations and Philippine Finance, to help them assess for themselves the attendant risks when it comes to processing personal data, and to apply the necessary measures, remediate existing measures that you're practicing, to be able to conform with the requirements of the law.
The DPO-15 was co-organized by global finance technology company Home Credit Philippines, represented by its president and CEO AnnicaWitschard, and the Philippine Finance Association, or PFA, led by its president Gerry Versola. The PFA is an association of financing and leasing companies in the Philippines.
We have been here for the past 50 years, more than 50 years, 51, 52 years. We have about 60 members, financial institutions. And there are big ones like Video Leasing, Oryx Leasing, BPI Leasing. But there are also the smaller ones. So we are an aggregation of finance and leasing companies, big and small organizations. As lending institutions, we have been practicing the right and correct handling of confidential information from the time we were organized as banking institutions or lending institutions. So we have been guided before, as I mentioned in my welcome address, my welcome remarks. We have been guided before by the confidentiality of deposits, RA 1406, and then also the General Banking Law of 2000, and also the Foreign Depository Act, or Foreign Currency Act.
The National Privacy Commission has taken a sectoral approach in the implementation of the Data Privacy Act. The recent DPO-15 was convened specifically for the consumer finance sector and represents a partnership between the NPC and key leaders in the consumer finance industry. The fintech companies and the financing services companies have come together to assure their compliance to the Data Privacy Act and their interest to serve the country's unbanked sector.
The Data Privacy Act will now cover hopefully the 70% which is unbanked, meaning they don't have access to formal banking deposits, banking services, because it protects even these ordinary people.
Well, the NPC is here to basically to make rules, to advise, to mediate, also to investigate and to enforce the Data Privacy Law of 2012, and that would mean promoting the rights of data subjects or citizens when it comes to protecting their personal data and enforcing the obligations of those that process this data to comply with the law. There's a huge opportunity in becoming data privacy compliant. No? So for an individual who has taken or will be taking an active role in promoting data privacy, you can actually become a privacy practitioner or a privacy professional, and that really opens up a lot of opportunities for that individual in terms of career advancement. But again, if you are doing it as a data protection officer for your own company, then your company would actually benefit immensely from the work that you'll be doing.
The NPC will soon launch the data protection certification so we can have more Filipinos who can become certified data protection officers.